Welcome back to the Tiger Hanger. This is Mike coming at you with the weekly news and review for June 22nd, 2025, and we've always got Transformers news. We'll be talking about that, for Masterpiece Legends, and mainline Hasbro stuff. We've got some Cops and Crooks stuff, and I guess we're going to start with a 1/12 scale of Bulletproof, which should be about the same size as the vintage one, but we'll get into talking about that. And then I've already talked about this Joe stuff, so I'll quickly skim over the Super7 stuff at Joe Fest and kind of do a very, very fast summary of that. And then we do have a Shirella going up for pre-order on the 24th at noon, depending on where you are in the world. I think it's 9 o'clock here, or 10 o'clock here, or something like that. Yeah, maybe 11. But I'm sure I'll offend everybody when I tell you all about that. And then we've got Ramen Toy set up, I believe, at Joe Fest. No, I'm not. I gotta look at that. But they've got a really cool setup. A lot of good pictures coming from Ramen Toy. And then we are going to get into some Star Wars news and a whole lot of other stuff, all in between, coming up. What's new at the ShowZ Store? And it is the fourth party versions of the Commander class Optimus Prime in different colors, and they're back in stock now. So if I end up actually using the old photo, they're back in stock. They went back up. They sold out for a little bit. Now they're back in stock. It's all four of them now. The other three I don't think come with the trailer, and they should be cheaper than the $65 one. I don't know the price on them just yet, but remember, TH in the support your reviewer code to pre-order this. They've got in stock. It says coming soon, but coming soon in stock. Toy Star 05 Crazy Scorpion Giant Scorponok repaint version is pretty much a vintage G1 Scorponok, and I plan on getting one of these. It is $97 plus $17 shipping to the US if you're interested in that. A G1 Scorponok KO, but upgraded, I believe. So this brings me to kind of the first story here. And yes, it is up for pre-order at ShowZ Store. These have been showing up, the Magic Square Masterpiece scale versions for the Bruticus. And with that, this one is Tornado or Vortex MS06. And it does look pretty good. Pretty much in line with what you'd expect for this. And they've been doing very solid work with every single one of them. And they all have that, high level of posability to it, which people love. Got to have that posability. My whole goal is getting it in combined mode, and I know that's not like everybody else's goal. Some people want to have a set of them as bots, and I really do think they all shine in the bot mode. They really do. Here's the helicopter mode, and that looks pretty good also. And so with that, they've done good work all along. It's all great. It's lots of fun. And we're getting really close here. Like, let's see, how close are we? We are this close to getting it done. So I'm guessing he's going to come with the torso. So he should come with the torso. And we already have the chest plate. So good stuff right there. Now, people have been complaining about the arm looking kind of messy, kind of kibbly. That's just kind of how the arm goes. But I could probably clean it up a little bit myself when I get it. And with that, it's I've always kind of preferred him to have the tail end of the helicopter all the way up there as part of his mode. That's just me personally. I know that's not right. It's the wrong way to do it or whatever. But there's a lot of things to clean it up, and I'll probably figure that out. But still, it's up for pre-order right now. Probably going to be like 120, 115, something along those lines. My guess on the price. Due out early July of 2025, so meaning coming within a month. All right, next, if you're a fan of toys and you like the FansToys Menasor, finally your 5 to 6 year wait's over. FT31 Marauder, aka Menasor, should be shipping soon. I've heard people getting their shipping notices, but not from ShowZ Store yet. ShowZ usually lags about 3 weeks behind US retailers when it comes to this kind of stuff. And so this is the artwork. This was submitted by Iohannes Vinci. That's it. Iohannes Vinci. Lolo Labs anyway, Studio. This, it looks good. Like the art, it looks like it's good art. The figure's going to look way different. It's really strange with all that. Usually they nail animation, but the way it's going with this, it's going to have a little bit more... I'm believing it's going to have a little bit more of a... I don't really want to call it bad guy heroic, but heroic look to it. But I still have yet to see the Combiner parts, which is really odd. If this thing is that close to shipping and nobody's seen Combiner parts, maybe I just missed it. I still have not seen the Combiner parts yet. Hey, maybe it's just going to be a surprise. Like Super7 and all of their releases now are just showing up and surprise. Next up we got something I'm going to keep it in the Masterpiece, even though it is only 6.5 inches tall, or 100 and some odd millimeters. Good Smile Company is making a Meteoroid model kit series W54. There's all kinds of words to it. W54AR Mugen Caliber. Basically, this is just Roadbuster, and it looks and transforms just like it. It is a kit, though. You have to put it together, and you put it together, yet it still transforms, which is quite impressive, actually. It's a pretty impressive feat that's going on right there, and it turns into this. And I think it looks good in both modes. I think it works in both modes. I do not have a complete Roadbuster. I got mine for like $10 20 years ago or something, and I was just happy with what I got, a couple of parts for it. But this looks like fun. Still not even as big as the vintage one. So they're saying I'm hearing 6.5 inches tall. The vintage one I think is around 8 inches, so it's going to be a little shorter than the vintage one. But then again, I could be wrong. So it'll be interesting to see more of this as this project progresses. Next up, we've got the XE001 MP scaled Fusor Quick Stack. It's Quick Stack, and it's from a user on Baidu. This is a pretty good representation. I do like the one Transart did, but like everyone complains about the arm. You know, nobody really likes Bendham's. Put a Bendham's tail on that one. This one has actual plastic tail, and it's all just articulated with ball joints, which probably works a little bit better. At the end of the day, though, which one's going to look better? I don't know. I kind of think Transart's still going to look better, but this one is going to function better in that arm, which makes a big difference to people when they pose it. Right now, I got mine in alt mode, so it could be one of those things where I do pick this up to have this one in bot and the other one in alt mode. But I'm not that deep into the Beast Wars, but I do appreciate this. It does look pretty cool, so I'm tempted. All right, so next up we've got some extra Transbots news here, and this is a picture of the Ground Bite, Big Load, and Gravedigger boxes for their Constructicons, and I did just receive my toy version of Ground Bite, and so I'm going to be taking a look at that. Kind of fun stuff. I'm glad that they're giving you an option for the youth version, which is the toy version, for about $30 less than the standard ones, and give or take, at the end of this, I'm going to like some of the standard ones better, some of the toy versions better, but exciting that we're moving quickly to get this accomplished. And obviously it's a race between X-Transbots and FansToys to the finish line. Is the winner the one that's first, though? See, that's the question. So this is another KO oversized Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, put out on Weibo, and I don't know how much oversized it is, so I really didn't see any. 30 centimeters. Okay, well, okay, so as soon as I say that, 30 centimeters, which makes it about 11.81 inches, 30 divided by 2.54. So this, it looks okay, it looks good, it's good. It's Masterpiece. I believe that to be Masterpiece scale. It's fine with me for Masterpiece scale if you're going to go with that. And I'm not sure where to order this just yet, and I have yet to partake into any of these primes yet that are the Rise of the Beast, so I might grab one, especially since it'll scale Masterpiece. Mechanical Skull Studio is making an Omega Supreme conversion kit so that you can convert your Arc. And the first time I saw this, I said, why would you want to convert your Arc to Omega Supreme? And the reason for that is because in my opinion, I'm just guessing and grabbing at straws here, but because the art never transformed in the past, and so just be more creative with it, I guess. Do something that, hey, we are used to seeing him cream his face and all that, and put him on the arc, I guess. That's my expectation, or it's my belief, or understanding why this is even a project. But I have to admit, after looking at the pictures, it's kind of cool. Akai Studio is putting out a head replacement for the Studio Series 86 Blur, and I know a lot of people really trashed the Blur from Studio Series, which I thought they did an alright job. Obviously they could do a little better, but this head looks good. So does it really need an improved head? Well, it'll work. I mean, this is good. Don't know how much it's going to cost, plus you're going to have to ship it and all that kind of stuff, but it looks pretty good. Now, I would probably, if I was looking to upgrade heads on these, I would be in on a kit that had 6 heads. Again, I wouldn't want to buy one at a time. And I'm wondering and hoping that that's what they do. But for me, I still haven't even opened my Studio Series Blur yet. It's still sealed. Most of my Hasbro stuff's sealed. But I can still enjoy it through the window, you know, looking at the window shopping there with it. But I don't really see that the head needs that big of an upgrade. But it does look good. Alright, so now we've got the pictures of the AMK figures in hand. Somebody's got these in hand, so this isn't promo pics and all of that. Plus you get to see the actual size and scaling of the figures and how they look. I am getting another Prime and Bumblebee. I gotta look. I think Prime and Bumblebee. I didn't go in on the Megs. I kind of wished I had, though, but I'm not. They're cheaper. I think at 40 each or something. Pretty good. I kind of wish I would have got the Megs now, just for fun. I already got one already, but I've got the Pro. So these are standard, meaning they don't have die cast and less paint. But they still look pretty good overall with the bare plastic that's going on with them. But with that, that's the difference between those. These are the AMK minis. They're actually smaller. So the other ones were 8-inch. These are, I think, closer to the 5-inch range, and I still think they look pretty good. This is, I think I actually have the first wave of these. This is the second wave, wave 2. And I think that the wave 2 looks better than wave 1. So they weren't bad. And these were like 6 for $60, so 10 each. I mean, this is very affordable, and they look great. They don't transform. None of this Yellow Park stuff transforms. None of the licensed stuff from Hasbro transforms. To the point that you can't even have a Combiner sold in the U.S. because that's the Devastator and Blockies. Anyway, these look good. I'm in on them when they show up. All right, we got the AMK Pro Series Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime product update with a new head sculpt. Additional images here, but what do you want? You want the head sculpt with no mouth, with the mouth, or do you want it with the plate? You know, you want him wearing his COVID mask, because we've had him wearing his COVID mask since the 80s, and that's COVID 1984 mask that's on right there. But of course, this didn't come out until whenever it was. I want the mask. Speaking of Optimus Prime, I almost thought we were going to make it through a whole week without an Optimus Prime. But here's an Optimus Prime. So this is Kotobukiya Transformers Cross Frame Girl Optimus Prime McCain Shimada version model kit in hand images. And yeah, she looks okay. She looks like a female Optimus Prime. It's one of those things. It's a thing that you do nowadays to get this stuff. But it's next to the Commander Class Optimus Prime, so you can see what it looks like. I don't actually have the price for this thing just yet, but you know, Kotobukiya and all that kind of stuff. But it looks the part, and I kind of like how the hair is there and all of that. The major giant hip flaps going on there, but why do you need such huge hip flaps when there's no transformation? I don't know, but there she is if you're in on this kind of stuff. Cross Frame Girl Optimus Prime from Kotobukiya. We got some combiner pictures from No Trab. Somebody's got his hand on all this stuff. So far, I think all he's lacking is an arm, and you can position the picture to where the arm is unnoticeable. See what he's doing there? See how he's doing that? That's slick, right? That's pretty slick. Anyhow, this is the Superion and the Devastator, and the Devastator's looking pretty good. I know some people said they loved it, some people said they hated it. I mean, it is what it is for a Hasbro release. I think they're doing a good job with it. So far, I've got Well, I've got one here, two at BBTS in my pile of loot. Mixmaster's the one that I don't know where Mixmaster is. And then the last one went up for pre-order at BBTS. So the Commander class 2-pack is coming in stock at BBTS. Then, what is it, a scrapper or something? That is the $35 one. That's coming in also. So I'm going to need a Mixmaster, which I don't really know. That's not even up for pre-order at BBTS. And that very last one. So we'll be pretty close to finishing this. Definitely going to be done by the end of the year is what I'm hearing. And somebody found Mixmaster at a store. Looks like the Walmart. So I'll have my eyes peeled for a Mixmaster at Target, Walmart, whatever. And that's kind of cool. You're able to get them in the wild before it's up for pre-order at BBTS. Either that or somehow I just missed the pre-order at BBTS. Or I don't see it. I can't find it. But anyhow, it's looking like this is going to move pretty quick. Now, I do not collect a lot of the Hasbro stuff these days because I have almost every character in Hasbro's made for the G1 era so far. But I am into these combiners because they're kind of fun. So the QQT, more updates to their Predaking. And it's another picture here kind of showcasing what they got going on right here. This is the prototype figures in leg mode, and these are just like pictures of the figure, what they should look like with coloration and all that. So interesting little thing going on here, and people are saying it's going to be too small for Legends. Yeah, you might think it's too small for Legends, but when you see it in my shelf on my display with a small riser in the back, you're going to be like, dang, that fits perfect. Just trust me, it'll look good in my display. I don't know about yours, so I'm going to be in on this. All right, so there's some discussion about the Transformers MPG 17 Style Gen sketch images and stuff going on here. But one of the things that I want to point out about this is that when they were talking to designer Onishi, in the interview, he said that he's confirming that the MPG line will have both Style Gen and cartoon animation versions, and also wanted to integrate elements of different Transformer designs. So I'm reading all this. I'm like, is this like a 6-month-old thing? Because a lot of this information is what was here before. But then I realize what they're trying to say is that they are going to be making these in multiple colorations, iterations, kind of just like what they did with Power Master Optimus Prime. Or got Jinrai is how we got the toy look and the toon look. They're going to be doing the style generation style, which comprises a lot of different elements from a lot of different eras into it. And then they're going to have one that is supposed to look very cartoonish at the same time, like 2 different versions, and then probably every other color under the sun they can think of, just like what we're seeing with the KOs of the Commander class, getting the Nemesis Prime, getting the Shattered Glass, getting all the treatment there, maybe even a Ultra Magnus. Yeah, but I'm not sure about Optimus Prime 4.0. I'm not sure I'm in on that just yet, but we'll see. We'll see. This is another rumor, and you know, it's funny because I said, who would I like to see? I'd like to see Megatron in Missing Link. I'd like to see a handful of figures, but I did mention I'm so curious, what would they do with Ironhide Ratchet? And now there's a rumor that it's Ironhide Ratchet and a Decepticon. Who would the Decepticon be? Megatron? Could it be anyone other than Megatron? Starscream? No. Well, Starscream probably, because you'll get 9 figures out of that. But anyhow, this Ironhide, what would they do? Would they have like a head pop up? Would they have like a pop up head? Would they have, because you know they put a Matrix chamber in. That was never something from G1. That's something they put in the Missing Link. You got a Matrix chamber. They could do stuff like that with this, and man, that would be impressive. Could they do something to where the arms flip upward, and so you have actual arms, like you put another hinge joint on the arms so they can go up and be at shoulder level for the first time ever in our entire lives. I did have an upgrade kit on this, and it'd be fun to compare the upgrade kit next to a Missing Link and whatever they do with it. But I'm excited, because I'm more excited out of the curiosity of just seeing what they do. But I'm also excited because I'd like to see it happen. And I'd like an actual crisp, bright white Ratchet, because mine are trash. Well, I only paid $5 each, so I'm not mad. All right, so now we're hearing yet again another production issue where there's a misassembled chest window on Optimus Prime. No misassemble Optimus Prime. Yes, they did again. So this is the Transformers Age of the Primes Titan class Optimus Prime, possibly misassembled chest window issue. And really, just looking at the pictures, it's really hard to figure out even what's wrong with it, what's going on with it. But we'll see, I guess. Some people probably make videos about it and stuff. I'm not in on this. I'm not getting this, so I have no idea. And I probably won't. The only experiencing of this I'll have is through other people's experiences, and I'll feel for them. But hopefully we rectify this stuff, because these Commander class is not cheap. I mean, it sucks to spend that kind of money and have a problem. We've got a Hasbro fan stream. Will they address this issue on the fan stream? Probably not. There is a less than 1% chance they do. Well, that is June 24th at 11 a.m. June 24th, when you're busy ordering your Shirella figure. Is that what her name is for the MOTU figure? Yeah, you'll be doing that. You might miss the stream. I might miss the stream too, and I'll just like look at the pictures and recap and information. But I still don't get excited about streams anymore. All right, there's this Transformers Generations book 2025 exclusive postcard. So there's a postcard you get if you order this book. Japanese publisher Hero X has revealed that this exclusive postcard is yours if you get this. Now you have to order this pre-ordered on Amazon Japan, and I used to order a lot of stuff on Amazon Japan, but then they didn't tax me back then. They started taxing. They didn't. The conversion rate, well, the conversion rate is actually pretty decent right now, but a conversion rate was really good back then. So there's a lot of things that kind of stop me from wanting to do it. Shipping, and just, it's a pain, and so I just don't mess with Amazon Japan so much anymore. But maybe now is a good time to do some of that. But I mean, I think ShowZ replaced Amazon Japan for me, because the prices are still lower at ShowZ than Amazon Japan. And that shift happened years ago where ShowZ was the better of the price, and they're still there. All right, now for some non-Transformers news. Can you believe there's news out there that's not Transformers? Well, there is. This is the Big Bad Workshop Cops and Crooks Bulletproof 1/12 scale action figure. Prototype image disclaimer, like some stuff may change. And it looks like a modern take. Now, how do they say it? It's a 1/12 scale, stands 6 inches tall, faithfully capturing Bulletproof's iconic cybernetic look with updated details, including over 20 points of articulation, soft goods jacket, designed with modern collectors in mind. So it has extra swap out hands. It does have a removable, it's a handcuff that cuffs to the suitcase like they had in the original Finish Line, but it wasn't really intended to be removable in the Finish Line. But anyhow, the gun with it, and an extra head, so you can kind of have that. In the intro, he does that kind of look with it, with his glasses down. So this is a pretty solid figure, $40. Now, in the current landscape of the world that we live in, $40 is a lot of money. But on the other hand, for something that's going to be so niche, I don't think this is going to be a massively high demand line. So $40, they're probably not going to produce that many. And I only see that you can get it from BBTS. I pre-ordered mine, so I'm happy with that. Ramen Toy has their booth. They got a lot going on here. They're at Joe Fest. I believe this was Joe Fest. I might be wrong, but my understanding this was Joe Fest. And looking at this, they have got their tanks on display. They've got what's going on with the Machina line. This is technically a Joe Fest exclusive of the Great White, but they actually call it Shark because it's got the shark decals on it. And then they're showing the Mobula, or that is a cool looking vehicle. They're showing the prototypes and where it's at. They're showing Aces of Aviation. They're showing it all this stuff displayed on what they call a double-decker Musk, the Super Musk Plus stuff to make it the double-decker. But what I like the most is this picture here. So we get to see a further along version of 30, not 33, 30, and the Marshall. And the Marshall is a good looking figure. And the 3030 is a good looking figure too. The 30 is a good looking figure too. So carrying that Sarah Jane in his backpack and having his gun holster there, that works really well. That's pretty cool. I do wonder how much of this stuff you can take off and remove, what the customizability of this is, how close we get to look into the animation. But so far, impressed with what I see. I really like what I see right here. Ramen Toy is doing some great work in many different toy lines. Alright, for San Diego Comic-Con, an exclusive Double Dragon action figure is being offered by Syndicate Collectibles. They've announced their Jeff 7-inch figure. This figure is based on the green recolor of Billy and Jimmy Sprite from the original Double Dragon video game. Jeff is a member of the Black Shadow Warriors and has a similar move set to the Lee brothers. The figure will include swap out hands, knives, a barrel, baseball bat. Figure will be available exclusively at the Syndicate Collectibles booth during SDCC. Pricing has not been revealed at this time. Probably more than 40 is my guess, but maybe only 40. So NECA is bringing out these slightly articulated statues that they call their Toonie Terror Series 12 Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein Creature, and the Phantom. And so there is that. This bundle will be a bundle for $74, or you can get them individually for $18.99. And if you're in on this, you know what you're getting if you bought these before. If you haven't, they're kind of cheap feeling looking, but I mean, they're Toonie and Terror. They're not the $35 price point like you have, but oddly enough, they put a lot of stuff out at $35 price point that were old molds that had almost no articulation, sort of semi-statues also. So it's one of those things. Some people love them and some people pass. Here's another thing I've already done a video about, and it is the Thundercats, Ultimates, Ultraman, and the Sky Cutter. And it's $187 for the Sky Cutter, then $165 for the Ultraman, and then $250 for the pair. I mean, I think $185 plus $65 gets you the $250. I think that's the numbers. Just throw it off the top of my head. You can get it at BBTS or Super7. I'm hard pass on this because of the price. If it was more affordable, I mean, the ship itself for $150, I probably would have bought it. Still would have for $65 passed on the Ultraman. Even at $55, I'm like, it's not enough of a difference. I mean, you think about the toy version of Jog and all them, it was majorly different, but not this one. All right, next up we got the Winston, and this Winston, Zedmore, and the Sandman Ghost. Look how big that Sandman Ghost is. That's where Mondo's really getting you. It's with these ginormous ghosts. And I missed out on the last Mondo one by a day. And I hope I don't miss out on this. I hope I remember to get it, but you have till the 17th or something like that. So if you really want it, don't sleep on it. 17th of July. And that's the cutoff on it. That's what I'm hearing. $202. And they have a release set for February of 26, I guess. But you have to go to the Mondo shop to get it, or you can wait. BBTS will have just the Winston and like everything on the left of the Ghost that will come with Winston, I believe. Winston will still come with all that stuff over there, but you know you're not going to get this big old Ghost. That Ghost is what's going to cost you an extra $100, and there's no way to get the Ghost after the fact. So I missed out on the last one, Boogeyman. It's my fault. Anyway, I will probably get this. I'll probably be in on this. I mean, there's only probably the 4 sets. I'm sure they're going to go past the 4. We're going to get a Janine, the same treatment. We're going to get a Tully. So I'm guessing. All right, so we've got Joe Fest going on. Super7 just out of the blue. Hey, guess what we have? Just out of the blue. Well, here it is. And that's not the best way to do things, I don't believe, but it's how they did it. And I don't know if this is going to be the last 2 made, or if these are going to be Joe Fest and there's 2 more coming, but I believe this is all they have planned. And that sucks. I want more figures in the Ultimates line. I'm not happy with the 55, but I was paying it. And I don't think this can be heavily supported. But anyway, if you want to know all my thoughts, I made a video yesterday. And so with that, I'm going to actually cheap out on the segment, because I did like a 17-minute video talking about 5 figures, 6 figures. And here we go. More of the Reaction Plus stuff. These are available to pre-order at BBTS. And by the way, those Ultimates figures that are Python Patrol and Tiger Shark repaints, you can get those only at Super7.com. So anyway, these can be found at several places, Entertainment Earth and all that, for pre-order. So I did pre-order these in duplicate and triplicate in the Royal Guard, and I like them. If you want more of my thoughts, though, you know, you gotta watch that other video, because the reason I make a video like that is so this doesn't turn into an hour-long video here. Now let me find the one that I like the most, and that is Once a Man Cobra Commander. Now, I didn't say this in my video, so I will say this. The classified version of Once a Man Cobra Commander is awesome. It is. There's so much stuff crammed in that box, and the accessories are almost as awesome as the figure. But the figure's awesome. But the whole time I just couldn't help but think, man, I wish they do all this stuff in 3.75 inch, and Super 7's doing it. So Hasbro did the classified. Super 7's doing 3.75 inch. And Super 7's finding that price point's a big deal. Right now the consumer is very price sensitive, and $20 for this is a good value considering the fact that this stuff is better than what Hasbro's doing. So, and they're giving us stuff that we didn't already have. And they're not screwing around and giving you like 25th anniversary remakes, the last run of whatever character, and then putting them in a vintage style card and saying it's retro. I mean, it's so weird, the stuff they were doing, but this is a lot of fun. By the way, you can only get this at Entertainment Earth. It's going to say backstock. I figured out why they do the backstock thing, so they don't have to give you the 10% discount if you're using an influencer code, which I think they're in the process of ending all of that, but this is backstocked, and it wouldn't give me the code. It said there was an error in the code when I tried to use the code, because it was backstocked. It has to be in stock to use code. As far as I know, there's no new information on the Back to the Future stuff, but I'm in on all these too. I don't know if I'm in on all these in duplicate and triplicate. I have the reaction versions, and now I'm like, well, I like these better. So, there. I will say this, I do like the 25th anniversary body style design better than O-Ring, but now that I've gone so deep in on the Joe O-Ring stuff, that this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. I've probably fixed 200 Joes, changed their bands out, and swapped parts and pieces to make the best of a figure. And so the O-Ring, yeah, it means a lot more to me than it did even a year ago. Universal Monsters, I've been on the fence whether I buy the Remco ones, and I think I keep telling myself no, because they're 50 to $100 a figure, depending on the figure, the character, and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I think I'm going to find a real good deal somewhere where get them all for like $200. But then I'm looking at this and I'm saying, why? Just get this. It'll be significantly cheaper and better looking. So I think I'm in on this. Definitely in on this. There's no new news on this one, on the Universal Monsters, just some new pictures. Alright, so I'm hearing all this stuff is in stock at Entertainment Earth, but the thing I think most people are interested in is Cyborg Superman. By the time you watch this, it's probably sold out. But heads up, if you're interested in that. And remember, you got to get to $79 for free shipping. So maybe you order some other stuff, like a Once a Man Cobra Commander. But if you're ordering Cyborg Superman, you're probably not caring so much about the O-Ring stuff. Alright, Shirella is the heroic tribal chiefess. And she just looks like a reuse of the Tila body, and let's make this warrior. So it is what it is. Now, I went on over to Mattel Creations just to have some fun. Now, people are going to be all mad at me and whatever, but it doesn't really matter. It's fun is what it's all about anyhow. And so with that, if you want to pick up a Shirella Origins on the 24th, it's coming soon, then you could add to your cart a Despera figure and then only pay the one shipping. And then you could add a Hurricane Hordak. So those are the three that I did not get. I did already get the Voltac, so I've already got me a Voltac. You could add yourself a hero, or a Clamp Champ from the Turtles, or a Turtles Michelangelo, or a Turtles Leonardo, or the Panther, or Mechanic. Hold up. If you didn't order any of this stuff, you can add yourself a Rio Blast or a Fisto Action. And you can get yourself a Flying Fist He-Man in the Masterverse, or an Origins. I believe that's the cartoon Ram Man. It doesn't say it there, but I believe that's what it is. Or you could get yourself a Geldor, which I already paid the shipping on a Geldor, so I got screwed on that one. Or you could get yourself another Horde Trooper in the Masterverse. I'm not allowed to. I hit my maximum 3, so I'm not allowed to order any more. Slap me on the hand. I can't have any more. Can't Art True build that. And then the Night Stalker vehicle, you could get one of those. Or you could also add to your order that you don't check out yet. You can get a King Keldor added to your order. And then you could also add a Skeletor. And then you could also add a Triclops or a Sorceress, which I think the Sorceress does look pretty good. Still not classic enough, but also a Man-at-Arms and probably another Man-at-Arms, and then a Snout Spout. You can also get Gwildor and Orko, or you can get the Point Dread, or you can on discount get Motherboard. I have passed on her. I was waiting for her to get closer to 20, like the $24 that we see on the Vicron there. I screwed up and bought Vicron already, and I definitely screwed up and already bought the Evil Lyn Dark Lyn. You can also get a Jitsu or a Wave 7 Jitsu Sorceress, $105 on the 4-pack because they can't get rid of it, or the Masterverse Savage He-Man, or you can get a Stridor if you pass on all the $9 ones at Ross, or you could get yourself a Stinkor. It's nothing but a Stinkor! And at last, a $40 Battle Cat if you pass on the $9 at Ross. Someone's going to get offended by facts. They always do. I just pointed out the facts. That's technically news. Here is some Star Wars news. This stuff is selling out. It's probably sold out by now. I did double check, and yes, the Cantina Adventure set sold out. I was considering getting one of those, but not for $65. I just don't like that price point. And then the Special Action Figure 3 set pack might be sold out. You can still go check it on Pulse if you're into all of that fun stuff. You can pre-order this guy here, the Jedi Temple Guard, right now if you want to. Use up for pre-orders at, I'm sure, every place that sells Black Series. So there he goes. I don't believe he's an exclusive, but there he is if you're interested in all of that fun stuff. And then I mean, it's kind of a weak news, but I have to show this. So let's look at this. I was wrong. I heard this was going to be $130, and I said, I'm out. I'm out at $130. I was considering it like $65 or something. I was like, yeah, maybe. $130, literally double my threshold. No, it's not. It's $140. It's $139.99. I was like, what planet do I live on? We haven't moved to Mars yet. That hasn't happened. So, $140. I'm triply out on this. $140. The last one was that I believe was made was like $20 or $29 at maximum. But anyhow, now if you've been following this story, what happened with this 6-pack of retro was that Target canceled a lot of people's orders. Not everybody's, but 80%. And I saw 30 or 40 people complain about their order getting canceled, showing pictures of their order getting canceled. And so I made a video about that. And I still said, I believe they're getting made. They're still going to show up. They might show up later. And what usually happens is they show up to go on clearance when they show up late. Because they have to, they only want to sell it for a certain amount of time. They want to move something new, get fresh product, all that. But here it is now clogging shelves in some places. Not in my Targets, no. But wherever this, this land of plenty is. But what happens is they put it up online. You can order it online right now. I just checked. You can get 2 at a time, 10 orders if you want, get 20 of them if you want. Why would you want that many? I don't know. But you can order them now. Now, right when it was still scarce, though, somebody had ordered through the app or through Target.com and got this sent to him. Now, think about $4 a figure, 6 figures, $24. So somebody stuffed $24 worth of figures in and took out the $60 worth of figures and returned it, and then we went back in stock and the system let it get sold and somebody pulled it and sent it out. Or this is all a scam. Any way you slice it, it's no good. The swap happened here. Maybe somebody's just looking for attention and set this up themselves. You can still see the Ross sticker on it. And then don't forget the person who found the clearance sticker for them. That's rich. Literally happened a couple days after the whole debacle went down. So I figure there's not much news. Why not talk about Ross? So I got Skeleton Crew, Andor, and Acolyte figures at Ross for $6 each. Now you're saying, Mike, why would you even spend that much? Because I literally have not seen Skeleton Crew figures. They showed up at Walmart and then they disappeared somehow. Maybe sold out for Christmas, I don't know. And I've never seen them again anywhere. Maybe they're for pre-order. Maybe you can buy them on BBTS real easy. I don't know. But for $6, I'm okay with getting a set of them. I'm okay with getting an Andor figure for $6. Now, my last Andor figure was only 3 cents at Walmart during that whole Walmart clearance of like 2016 or something, 18, whenever that happened. But the Acolyte one, I don't know. It was there. I got it. What else do we have? Got another Simpsons figure at a Target. And so got the Homer, the Home Run Homer. Is it Home Run Homer? Home Run Homer. So they're out there. It's just hard to get the whole wave at once. So I'm guessing people just get sick of Homer. This is not Star Wars related either, but found the Python Patrol Bat. Really exciting, fun stuff there at Target, and it's just like, oh wow, that's here today. That's nice. So makes your day to get something special. It's an Easter egg in your day. I guess that's Target exclusive. Now, Ollie's is having a 15% off everything sale Sunday night. So tonight, after 5 p.m. So mine is. I don't know if yours is. Here's the interesting thing, though. This Braun is $13 if you're in on getting it. If you missed out on him, he was everywhere for a long time. He's nowhere now, except for here. But there's more. I have more. Ross, here we are with more of the Skeleton Crew figures. And this is wave 2. I struggled to get this wave at retail. And now it shows up at Ross, $9 each. I needed Lisa, so I got it. And I'm pretty excited to have gotten this. And I bought them all, and I'm going to return mine for that I paid full price on and make it like $20 back. So it's the way it is in collecting in 2025. I asked my son, just for fun, like, how come there's none of these figures for Star Wars, these Skeleton Crew figures? How come they're nowhere to be found in any store? He says, because they've been pulled off all the shelves and sent to Ross. They're in the Ross warehouse. I guess more is coming. It's a joke. It's fun. What do you guys think about this week's weekly news in review? And what else is going on out there that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. And Tidy Hanger out.